What is up, everybody? I'm here with Sean Bock. Sean, how's it going today?
No, it's going well, my man. Daytime basketball returns today, and
Absolutely.
the second lineup of conference tournaments is getting underway, so I'm excited to get into it and get talking about some previews we got going.
Absolutely. But yeah, welcome in everybody to another episode of the Pride Report. Now, this is the Pac-12 tournament preview, which is one of 5 major conference tournament breakdowns that the two of us have recorded. Links are in the description below if you want to check out the other episodes in this series. If you don't know how these episodes work, basically Sean discusses the biggest storylines for each tournament. I break down each tournament from a bracketology standpoint, and we each share our dark horse and projected winner. But before all that, we take a look at the bracket. Here's what's going on with the Pac-12 tournament, which will get underway at 3 p.m. Eastern later today. To say it has been a down year in this conference would be a drastic understatement. As of now, Arizona is the only sure bet for an at-large bid. The focal point of this show will be how many teams behind the Wildcats can make it in, because that is a genuine, serious question at the moment. In terms of the bracket, Arizona looks to be in good shape to secure an automatic bid, but other than that, it is wide open. Pretty much every team has pulled off a major upset at some point in conference play. It is just an absolute mess. The top 4 seeds feel like 9 or the top 4 seeds feel like 8 or 9 seeds, so this bracket could end up being a major mess by the time it is all said and done. All right, let's get into the show by starting with you, Sean. What are some of the biggest storylines surrounding this year's Pac-12 tournament?
Well, much of the college basketball news cycle has circulated around Arizona the past couple weeks, starting with FBI allegations around Sean Miller and paying DeAndre Ayton. Obviously, we saw in the Oregon game that Sean Miller was not coaching and DeAndre Ayton was able to play, and a lot of people were upset about that. And Ayton ended up having one of his best games this season. He's been playing really well lately, despite everything going on off the court. Next, with Alonzo Trier as well, he's back in the lineup with the whole drug thing with the system, like the kind of problem he had last year. Didn't know what he was taking, so the Arizona team has a lot going off the court, and they've been able to use their on-the-court performance as a refuge a little bit to get away from all that. So they've been performing at a high level. The next point, Arizona is definitely the favorite in this one, but really who has a top chance of competing with them? USC and UCLA are two of the names that come to mind. USC has really picked it up towards the end of the season, especially on the defensive end, mostly due to switching zone instead of man-to-man, which has really helped their defense production. UCLA, on the other hand, got a big win on the road at USC the other day. The big problem for them is who can step up outside Aaron Holiday, Thomas Welch, and Chris Wilkes. Jalen Hands, who was a McDonald's All-American last year, has really not found his groove this year, and it's been kind of disappointing to see considering he was one of the top freshman point guards coming in. And a little bit to lead into the bracketology segment, will the Pac-12 only have 2 to 3 teams in the tourney? Noah, you talked about it earlier. Right now, Arizona seems like the only sure at-large bid, but it already has UCLA and USC as the first foreign teams. Arizona State's an 11 seed, but probably needs a win or two to feel a little bit more comfortable. Washington is another squad on the bubble and could use a couple dubs, but Noah, I'm going to have that transition for you and talk a little bit about the bracketology.
All right, for sure. As of my Monday projections, I have 3 Pac-12 teams in the field. They are Arizona, of course, and then Arizona State and UCLA, or I should say UCLA and Arizona State in that order. Like I mentioned earlier in this show, Arizona is the only lock. I currently have them as a 5 seed. I think that if the Wildcats win the Pac-12 tournament, they will be a 4, but an early exit in the Pac-12 tournament could drop them back a line or 2, or even more, because their resume is not great, to be completely honest. They don't have any good conference wins because, honestly, there aren't many good Pac-12 teams. At the end of the day, however, I expect the committee to give Arizona a decent seed, as we all know how good this team is. And in terms of the bubble, I have UCLA as a 10 seed. The Bruins have wins over Kentucky and Arizona, which is 2 more good wins than a lot of Pac-12 teams have. They had a few bad losses in conference play, but I nevertheless have them safely in the field at the moment. Then we have Arizona State, a team that is well covered on this show. The Sun Devils, who are currently in my first four out, are hoping that out-of-conference wins over Kansas and Xavier will make up for their terrible showing in league play. If they lose to Colorado in the first round, I have a hard time believing that they will make it in. We also have USC, whose best wins are over Middle Tennessee and New Mexico State. The only reason the Trojans are in a vast majority of bracket matrix entries is due to a lack of better options. Like Arizona State, I believe that a first-round loss will do them in. And like you mentioned, Sean, we also have Washington on the bubble. There's also Utah on the bubble. But a lot is going to have to go down for those two teams to make it in. Both of them need very deep runs in the Pac-12 tournament. So I honestly do believe that there is a chance that we could only see one Pac-12 team in the NCAA tournament. Not likely, because I really think that UCLA has a good chance, but it is definitely a possibility. I could definitely see a scenario where that is the case. Now let's get into the prediction segment. Sean, let's get to you first. Who is your Pac-12 tournament dark horse, and who do you have winning it all?
My dark horse is going to be the number 4 Utah Utes. I saw the Utes play against UCLA on February 22nd. I really like this team. They have a balanced attack of 4 guys who score more than 10 points per game. They're led by Justin Biddens, who has putting up 14 points per game. The Utes will face the winner of Oregon and Washington State, which I highly anticipate Oregon will win that game, even though they're disappointed this year based on how much talent they've had. Going back to Utah, Cedric Barfield has been one of the Utes' top scorers. They're just a solid bunch who has won 6 of the last 7 or playing great ball at the right time. They did beat Missouri at the beginning of the year by almost 20, so you know they got to compete with other solid teams outside the Pac-12. The X factor for them is David Collette. He's averaging 12.8 points per game. He has potential to put up more than 15 points per game a night. The big reason why they've been playing better towards the end of the year has been their defense. They've really flipped the switch on that. Instead of focusing more on the offense, they've really keyed in on trying to shut teams down. So if they can continue that throughout the conference tournament, I think they'll be all right. And my favorite is Arizona. Top to bottom, this team is the best team in the conference by far. They have all the pieces to make a run, and the man himself, DeAndre Ayton, has been fantastic so far this year. He's been especially great the past few games. My biggest concern with Arizona is their depth. Other than Ayton, Alonzo Trier, and Raleigh Alkins, those guys are forced to play a lot of minutes. And really, other than them, it's kind of downhill. I mean, Parker Jackson Cartwright is decent. Dusan Richardson has his moments, but man, that bench is just an issue for me. Mm-hmm. But with how weak the rest of the conference is, I really don't see a scenario where the Wildcats fall unless the injury plague strikes or they play ridiculously bad. So I'm gonna take the Wildcats. So what about you? What are your picks?
Well, I had so many problems filling out this conference tournament bracket. I filled out about 3 before I had one that I was even remotely comfortable with. I ended up going with UCLA as my winner, who I suppose you could call a dark horse as well. I like Aaron Holiday a lot. He is as prolific of a scorer as you will find in all of college basketball. As of late, he has been virtually unguardable. If he continues to put up points, I think the Bruins will have as good of a shot as anybody to win the crown. Honestly, I could see Arizona having a great chance as well. I mean, they are Arizona. You can definitely trust them more than any other team in this conference. They do have DeAndre Ayton, who is going to be a matchup problem no matter the opponent. But I just have concerns about Arizona's consistency, even more so than UCLA. Like you said, Sean, there is an issue with their depth. So I'm going to have to go with UCLA, but I think it's probably 50-50 at this point between UCLA and Arizona. But man, the Bruins looked really good when they played the Wildcats in Arizona a month ago, so I could definitely see it happening. All right, that is going to do it for this show. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed. If you want more Pride Report Champ Week coverage, links are in the description below. We'll see you there.